What fights are you most hyped about for 305 other than the main? Surely it's your former girlfriend, Casey O'Neill, fighting your new one. Yeah, true. My old versus my new fling. Yeah, I'll check UFC 305 just to. I like Urseg Cara France. I just don't like it. It's a co-main event. This guy's asking for a top 3. Probably Periera, JDM, and I don't know who else. Maybe Holloway. Tom Aspinall, Periera, JDM. Thank you for the $5 Canadian. I like the Pirate, but he is a gatekeeper at the best. I'm tired of people acting like he's the second coming. This is coming from a Dagestani Central Asia fan. Thank you for the $5 Canadian. I think Sharamagomedov is not given anywhere near the same criticism that Bo Nickel gets, and he's been doing MMA for, again, Sharamagomedov, I think his debut was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 2017 he did amateur, actually. So he probably was training since a few years before the amateur debut that he had. When was his amateur debut? 2017? 2017. So he's been doing it way longer. He's actually been doing it 4 times longer than Bo Nickel, and he looked shit in the Mikhail Alekseychuk fight. He had good kicks, but it just doesn't seem like they have finishing potential, and if they don't, then they're useless. Impression of the Weasel watching Dern versus Richie. Straight strokes beat whipping strokes, and I'm busting my nut. Can we get a quick at the end of the day? At the end of the day, Ariel, I just want to win the title. I'm watching you while pinching a loaf, bro. Appreciate you. That's disgusting. Thank you. Volk and Poatan started at 21. It's about genes more than anything. True. And I don't see no Dagestani succeeding when they pick it up at 21. Maybe I got their genes all wrong. I think it's nothing to do with genes. There might be even a worse state. I think it's all training time. Like, these guys have done like thousands and thousands of drills of these moves before our guys have even picked up a pair of gloves. And that is true, chat. That's what I think is going to change the sport. Once the West starts getting some fighters out there from childhood, we're going to have a lot more Aspinalls walking around. A lot more Aspinalls walking around. It's going to be good. It's going to up the level of the sport because that's what the Dagestanis have shown us. Where were the elbows from Corey? That's his most damaging weapon. I just feel like Corey Sandhagen, he's just a gay little nerd, not in a bad way, but he is. Like, when he's like patient while he's sitting on top, man, get vicious, man. Elbow him in the fucking face from behind. You're defending on a single leg for so long. How about you fucking hit him in the fucking face a few times while you do that shit? The scramble's gonna happen. But you're pausing on a single leg, like, no, everything has to be perfect. I need to get wrist control. Like, no. How about you fucking slam some Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida shots on him now and again, Like, imagine if Bo Nickel, alongside his wrestling, maybe he doesn't achieve as much as he did in wrestling, but alongside it, he was also doing kickboxing nonstop. No one would touch him in the sport. No one would touch him. Thank you for the 28 dollars. Sorry to deviate from MMA, but are you really getting death threats? Yeah, most. I need the info to recalibrate my racism. You can have a wild guess over which group of people are sending me death threats. Have a wild guess, dude. They're so tolerant of everything until you disagree with anything, and then they massively snap to an aggressive reaction because they have a 50% likelihood of being born from direct inbreeding, first generation inbred. So they really snap to violence very quickly, and they don't have very much cohesive understanding of perspective and thoughts on things. It's their way or the highway. It's the inbred way of life. Thank you for the 11 Australian dollars. They also suck themselves down to smaller weights. People act like they ragdoll bigger guys with ease and dominate in a way that's never been seen before. This is completely untrue. They're larger than everyone they ever fight, ever. Thank you for the 11 Australian dollars. And conveniently, when they're not larger, they do have their struggles, Dana Glazing Jones on Kevin Ioli interview, I saw. I'm not going to do a whole video on it, but I saw it, dude. It's fucking abysmal. Corey just spamming left hooks. Dude, you know what? Yeah, I'll say it right now. Yes or no, chat? I rewatched the fight. Round 4, Corey became Jared Gordon against Paddy Pimblett. Did he not? The way he was going for those left hooks on Umar, I was like, are you fucking Jared Gordon against Paddy Pimblett? What the fuck are you doing? He was like, okay, low left hook, low left hook, low left hook. Just the same shit. Like, what happened to Corey Sandhagen, man? Thank you for the $5. Alex got a title shot off of Silver decision and a number 4 Sean, but you say Umar doesn't deserve a title beating number 2 Corey purely because of where he's from. Not whatsoever. Pereira didn't deserve the title shot when he got it either. He only got it because of his history with Israel Adesanya, and it was a really bad way of rising a guy up through a division, and absolutely showed a massive amount of privilege purely because he had history with Israel Adesanya. No other contender would have been treated that way. It was unfair. Thank you. Stop saying other things that have happened to justify them happening more. We need to stop doing that. And also, it's not like Umar beat O'Malley once as an amateur and knocked him out. You know what I mean? Then I would understand why they would jump him up. But I'm sorry. That's just how it is. We shouldn't be jumping contenders up. I want to see a really admirable record of a contender where I want to see a fight where they're going to be a legitimate favorite based on reason against a champion or like a close odds guy, you know? Like that has ever mattered in the UFC. And we've always had a problem with it. We've always had a problem with it happening. So why stop now because they're from a certain part in the world? It was wrong when they did it with Periera. It was wrong when they did it with everyone else. Everyone always had a problem with them just jumping people up rankings for no fucking reason. And he flatline KO'd Adesanya. True, he did. That is a part of it. Umar's never flatline KO'd O'Malley that I've fucking seen. And also Pereira was at 30-something as well, so they wanted to rush him. But still, it was wrong, and they should have had him fight more contenders. I completely agree with you, and you agree with me. Stop being a victim just because your ancestors lost at war. Thank you for the $2 starter. I appreciate that. Early O'Malley Merab prediction. O'Malley by KO in round 1. It's a sad world that Merab might save us from Dagestanis. The Georgian frontier is holding strong. We're going to start claiming Ilya Periera soon as well. Female BKFC champ says she'll knock out Strickland. Ugh, fucking ham and cheese with no crust, please. Fucking dumb bitch. Thank you for the $5 Australian. Impression of Paddy charging Ariel $1 for an interview in an area who has no choice but to turn into Super Jew. Mate, I'll have $1 fucking dollar, lad. I need $1 to do the interview, lad. Give away money? You doing, lad? You fucking fried mushroom, lad. You fucking fried toast, lad. Fucking weirdo, lad. Ferguson versus the death sentence. Yes, in Street Beefs. I thought you meant the death sentence, but yeah, the actual guy, death sentence. Most illegals are Mexican, 38 years in Texas here. Yeah, I know. It is a problem, illegal migration for sure. But typically, I just don't mind I think Mexicans are overall pretty fun, cool people. But obviously, I don't know. You can't speak on immigration if you aren't where the people are migrating to. So I ain't going to have any opinion on that. But I just find it funny how people are more proud of a country they left because it was shit than the people that are actually in that country who hate the country, you know? People in like America are proud to be from Puerto Rico, whereas the people in Puerto Rico would happily kill the people in charge if they possibly could. You know what I'm saying? Like people from the US, like I'm actually Cuban, actually, and these are all my flags around my room, not realizing that their parents fucking fled for their lives from that country. You know what I mean? It's just anything to not be American because everyone has to be different because everyone's terrified of being an NPC because unironically 90% of people are NPCs. So everyone's battling against being an NPC right now. I'm this, I'm that. Did I mention I'm this? I'm trans, by the way. I'm actually pansexual, so I'm actually different. And now we can talk about that because I have nothing to provide to conversation because I'm a boring human NPC bot that in previous generations probably would have died frontline in some war and been irrelevant in history. But now because there's no war, everyone has to feel like they're relevant in history, even though they shouldn't be. 90% of people should be silent in the background washing dishes.
Yours $3.3 million. Alhamdulillah. No, you're going to give us the money or we're going to kill your family. Inshallah. I don't understand this money thing, brother.